Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ng Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapagpusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also our refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Edtech Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd tayo and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Hi! Hello, learners! How are you today? Today is another day of learning of our discussion and tutorial session for our reading and writing skills. Welcome to our ETUlay program of Department of Education, Philippines. Online tutorial, ETUlay. Once again, this is reading and writing skills for senior high school. I'm your teacher tutor Jess of this session. Welcome to our reading and writing skills for week 2, quarter 3, week 2 comparison and contrast, cause and effect, problem solution, and persuasion. Welcome to our reading and writing skills subject. We're using the Fibot learner materials from Calabarzon. Okay, so I'm your tutor Jess for this time, 4:30 to 5:20 p.m. We're live now in the DepEd Edtech Unit and DepEd Philippines, DepEd tayo and DepEd Edtech Unit and DepEd TV and YouTube. Thank you so much to those who are watching right now. So, from Cagayan, Silver Creek, Cagayan, the Oro City, Cheryl Galarosa, thank you so much, Paul, for watching. And also we have Iganya Elementary School, SK Division, Mary Grace Binhamen. Okay, Teacher Jess, okay. James Kolyuan, thank you so much, Paul, for watching. Thank you. And this is your RWS for senior high school. After going through this lesson, you're expected to, again, I presented this last time in our discussion, our tutorial. So familiarize yourself with different writing patterns in paragraph development. Identify the transitional words and phrases used in different writing patterns. Write a short paragraph using certain writing pattern. And distinguish the uses and differences of each writing pattern. All right. So let's proceed now with our tutorial session. Again, our module is divided into 8 lessons. So last time we discussed already the lessons 1 to 4. Okay, we have narration, description, definition, and exemplification and classification. Now, this time in our week 2, students, we will be having the session for tutorial for another lessons to be discussed and delivered today. We have lesson 5, comparison and contrast. Lesson 6, cause and effect. Lesson 7, problem solution essay. And for the last one is the lesson 8, persuasion. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Good afternoon, watching from LNHS. Ano ba itong LNHS? So, spell out po para mabasa ko po ng tama yung school ninyo representing. Okay, so thank you so much, Alma L. Oracion from Cortez Central Elementary School, Cortez 1 District, Surigao del Sur Division. Thank you so much. All right, and Lucia Soria and Parpan Rita Jennifer. Thank you so much for having me here this time. All right, for our review, so choose the best word or group of words that will complete the statement. So write your answer in a separate sheet. What is your answer for number 1? Blank is a writing pattern that is used to tell a story. Anybody from the group who will answer for a review for number 1? Anybody? Bida ka Davadul Sur kay LV Ocon. What's your answer for number 1? All right, so for number 1, our answer, okay, you may select from the following inside the box. We have chronological, ordering, narration, transitional devices, sequence, and plot. 1, the correct answer is narration. For number 2, the correct answer is chronological ordering. Good! James Colyuan, congratulations. All right, so let's proceed now to number 3. What is your answer? Blank are words or phrases that help carry out or through one sentence to another. What is your answer for number 3? Okay, give your comments down in our chat box so that we will answer this. Okay, Gretchen, thank you so much. That is for number 1. Narration po, try lang. Erlyn, you have a good try. All right, for number 3, the question number 3, that is transitional devices. Okay, thank you so much. You have your good ideas. What about number 4? Most of the common transitional words to show of events are first, next, then, after, and suddenly. That is sequence. All right, thank you for your participation. Who else? For number 5, what is your answer, class? Anybody from the group who can answer for number 5? The last item is... All right, thank you so much, James. That is for number 3. For number 5, that is plot. All right, so thank you so much. Let's now proceed to another activity. Okay, 4, sequence. Lagyan nyo ng number so that I will know what's the number you're answering. Okay, so for number 1, blank is a writing pattern of developing paragraph using detailed observation about the subject. Okay, that is description. Thank you so much, Jasper. Okay, you know you got it right. Okay, the last number we had in our narration. Okay, for number 1 for this item, we have description. Number 2 are used in writing descriptive paragraph that is sensory languages. Okay, can be a form of word, phrase, or clause. That is modifiers. Okay, what about number 4? Anybody from the group who can answer for number 4? Anybody? Okay, we have Jasper, we have James. Who else can answer this? Description presents impartial and actual picture of the subjects without biases. Okay, the correct answer is objective. Okay, Jeric Olivar, you're correct. Okay, that is description. What about number 5? That gives the personal impression of the writer. Okay, that is subjective. Okay? So I mean to say, if we are going to analyze this kind of description text, we will be knowing about its objective type and its subjective type. Okay, thank you, James. Correct. All right. Next is it provides concise but exact meanings of unfamiliar words and explain special meanings for familiar words. And it can be done in either of the two distinct methods of definition. What is this? Is it definition, descriptive, or narration? Ah, thank you so much, James. Correct. All right, this is definition. Okay, what about the next one? It is a dictionary meaning of the word. And for example, rose is a family of prickly shrub with pinnate leaves and showy flowers. What is this? Is it denotation or connotation? Anybody from the group who can answer this one? Okay, students from senior high school. Okay, for this item, this is denotation. All right. Thank you so much for participation. Next, it is the secondary meaning of a word and not necessarily included in the dictionary. Rather, it is how a writer understands a word based on their own personal and consensual experiences. Okay, in example, a dozen of pink roses is usually given to their beloved ones. So, what is your answer? Denotation or connotation? Anybody from the group? Is it denotation or connotation? All right, the correct answer is connotation. Okay, thank you. Rinza Ortiz, you're correct. It consists of three principal parts: species, word, genus, class, plus differentiate. Formal definition or expanded definition? Okay. Erlin Xgera, lahoy-lahoy. Yay, tama. Yes, you are correct. Formal definition, expanded definition. The correct answer is formal definition. Okay, what about the other one? Common methods of these are stating its characteristics by function, by what it is not, and by what it's similar to, or by examples. Formal definition or expanded definition? Corazon Halaran. Thank you so much for watching and answering. Thank you. The correct answer, expanded. Very good, Corazon. Okay, thank you so much. This time, it is the most common effective pattern of explaining an idea or point and developing this kind of paragraph. Is it exemplification or classification? What is your answer? The correct answer is exemplification or illustration. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, Corazon. Next, it is used when a writer needs to sort out or arrange subjects to groups or categories based on their common and shared characteristics. Thank you so much watching Mayra Oracion. Esguera. Who else? All right. What is your answer for here? The correct answer is it exemplification or classification? The correct answer, classification. All right, so let's proceed now. Comparison in writing discusses elements that are similar, where contrast in writing discusses elements or ideas that are different. All right, so let's have a review. We discussed already about the narration, description, exemplification, and illustration. And the other one is classification. Okay? So for this time, what is our lesson 5? All right, to introduce to you our lesson 5, this would be comparison and contrast. All right, students, so let's now proceed. Comparison and contrast, so meaning to say, you have to compare objects, compare things, compare ideas. So we have two methods. And in contrasting also, we have uh, to contrast two things or subjects, ideas, or things. No, it could be you are using with the block method that the two subjects at one at a time. Next is point by point comparison, one subject at a time. So meaning to say, you're giving your details and features. If you're using block method, you're using the or writing all the features of two subjects at a time. But in point by point comparison, this could be the subject at one at a time. So you're giving what do you call this one? The meaning or the features of that subject. Thank you so much, Carl, Justin. So these are the common ways to organize comparison and contrast in a paragraph or essay. Okay, some cohesive devices you can use in showing similarities are likewise, similar to, same with, like, and the same manner. To show contrast, also cue words such as on the other hand, however, while, different with, and contrast, and the like. Thank you so much, Carl and Shang Pablo, watching right now in Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya. Anong subject to? This is reading and writing, Sean Walter, for senior high school. All right. So this is now the text. This is from the source that in the link above the text. So my teachers are as different as yin and yang in terms of personality, appearance, and intelligence. Tina, the middle child in the family, prefers staying at home than going out with her friends. So she is slim, petite, and has dark skin. As she is not sociable, she finds friends with characters from the books she reads most of the time. So in addition, she is very clever in subjects like math, science, which made her graduate with highest honors from senior high school. And in contrast, my youngest sister Johnny is the opposite. So she has an outgoing and friendly personality. There is never a dull moment as she is always ready with her stories to tell. She is tall with a round, plump face and fair skin. Being the youngest in the family, she is often asked to perform during family gatherings since she sings and dances well. So my sisters may be different from each other, but they adore one another. So as what we have understood on the text, there are different characteristics and there are also the same characteristics now based on the details. So this is for comparison and contrast. At this time, let's have to complete the statements to summarize what you have learned in the lesson. Okay, a compare and contrast writing analysis, two subjects by, what is your answer? Anybody from the group? This is comparing and contrasting them. Number 2, the purpose of writing a comparison contrast essay is not to state what seems obvious about the things being compared, but what is your answer? Anybody from the class who can answer this one? What's the purpose of writing a comparison and contrast? All right, the correct answer is rather to illustrate subtle differences or unexpected similarities between two subjects. All right. The two main organizing strategies for comparison and contrast writing are we have block method and point by point comparison. Okay, don't forget that one, students. Okay, we're done with comparison and contrast. This time, let's have cause and effect. According to the definition, it is a text development pattern which explains why something happens. Now, it also states that the result a particular event produces. So it usually gives a statement emphasizing the cause and another emphasizing the effect. So there would be a cause and there would be an effect. This is our lesson 6. So the following guide questions can be used for cause and effect development. Why did it happen? What caused it? What does it cause? What are the effects? What is it related to something else? Those are some important terms that we should remember if we are trying to develop cause and effect in terms of writing. Now, further in developing your text, you can use signal words like as a consequence of, as a result of, because of, now that, and since to express cause, and accordingly, consequently, hence, so, therefore, and this resulted, this signify effects. So these are the words that pertain to the cause and effect. Thank you so much, Rosal Aki, watching from Sila San Vicente, Northern Samar. Put a check if this item is suited for a cause and effect, or cross if not. Anybody from the group, from our viewers who can answer this one? How to play drums. Number 2, impact to technology and education. Number 3, importance of daily reading habit. Number 4, increased dropout rate in a school. Number 5, act of kindness. Anybody from the class who can share their answer? Is it for number 1, check or X? The correct answer for number 1 is X. Impact to technology and education. This is check. Number 3, importance of daily reading habit. This is check. Increased dropout rate in a school. This is check. The act of kindness. Is there a cause and effect text there? Or that what can apply in our writing development? Number 1, check corazon, you're correct. Number 1, check. You answered check, but it's X. The correct answer is X. All right, corazon. So the correct answer for number 1 is X. So good try. What about corazon number 3? Check. Yes, you're right. What about number 4? Rinzo. Check. So only 1 and 5. X. Carl, Justin, you got it right. That is X. So you must analyze, the text or a statement if it can be applicable to cause and effect development. Next, to complete the given statement, to sum up your learning for this lesson, cause and effect in the text development patterns explain something happens and states blank results a particular event produces. What is your answer? The answer is why. Why something happens. Jonathan. Okay, perfect, Jonathan. Jonathan Miranda, X, check, X. Very good. You have your idea. All right. Number 1 states what results a particular event produces. Okay, next. For number 2, it focuses on why did the topic happen, what caused, and what is the effect. Okay, no other answer for that because the answer is cause and effect or cause effect. Okay, signal words used in introducing cause include, very good, Corazon. Okay, as consequence of, so I have given you all this, as a result of, because of, now that, and since. Signal words introduced in effect. This would be accordingly, consequently, hence, so, Therefore, and this resulted in. Josephine Loxin Salazar, congratulations. You got it right for number 1. All right, so let's proceed to. Okay, no other lesson but what you have read there. Okay, we have problem solution. It presents a problem and it's usually discussing several aspects of problem, then concludes and discussing solutions to the problem. Now, this would be our lesson 7. Okay. So, this would be the text in your module, Healing a Child's Stitches and Burns. All right. There can be no doubt that a large number of CIFL or children in conflict with the law may commit more juvenile crimes despite the intense effort of teachers, the barangay, the police, and the guidance offices. This poses a huge challenge to the government authorities and the whole society as well, since these minors are protected by law and should not be harmed by all means. Basically, while being interrogated upon, these child offenders do not take their case seriously. They sometimes treat their offense as a practical joke similar to amusing Snapchat or TikTok moment. Others consider their waywardness as part of their growing up years. So they're being young, wild, and free. And they blend with their other CIFL regulars, thereby establishing an organization of future gangsters. Unfortunately, they are not given the chance to reform their character because they cannot go to jail and should be with their parents' custody within 24 hours. Additionally, some of them turn to substance abuse. So there might be 2 doable solutions to overcome the problem mentioned in the previous paragraphs. The first step would be to give them the opportunity to intensely rehabilitate and provide educational programs suited to their needs and abilities, which will prepare them in the harsh realities of life. So it is also equality important that they get the full support and encouragement of their parents and fellow learners. It is reasonable to conclude that education still paves the way to CIFL learners and to mend their ways. Furthermore, it is still everybody's responsibility to help them change, to motivate them to change and stay away from temptations that may be or may inevitably arise. So this is the text Healing a Child's Stitches and Burns by Emerson T. Armero. So these are the what you call this one factors or that we may say or words that we may say that this would belong to the problem solution. There would be effects only, the causes and effects, the extended example. Okay, it could be some other ways of solution. It could be preventive measures. It could be series of steps. It could be advice. It could be a choice of solution. Okay, so the following transitional device, you can help also to develop your text. You can have this one, the introduction. Nowadays, it is common trend that society is becoming increasingly concerned about. How about the middle section, body? Okay, you can write it, for instance, such as like, namely, and for the conclusion. In conclusion, to conclude, and to sum up. All right, so arrange the following steps in developing a problem solution text. Okay, I have here statements. All right, students. So what is our number 1? Okay, number 1, anybody from the class? Anybody from the viewers who can answer it for number 1? What's our first step for problem solution text? Yeah, correct answer for number 1, we have defined the problem to be solved. Okay, number 2, decide how to organize your writing. All right. Number 3, write a thesis statement. Number 4, support your thesis with examples and details. Number 5, gather supporting information. For number 6, brainstorm to identify several solutions. And for number 7, write a strong conclusion. All right, we defined now how to follow steps in developing problem and solution text. All right, so this time, let's have persuasive text. Persuasive text can be in the form of argument, discussion, exposition, review, or even advertisement. We have now lesson 8. Our lesson is persuasive. All right? We've done with comparison and contrast. We've done with problem and solution. We've done with what's our other topic or lesson? The cause and effect. And the last one is persuasive. All right. So in developing your own persuasive text, a writer, as a writer, must first state the issue. So this should be or will serve as a background information about the topic. So then it should be followed by a clear, strong, and specific argument. All right. An argument is one's claim or position that can either support or reject the issue previously stated. Arguments shall be supported with a well-researched evidences which will give details on how and why supports the argument. Okay. There should be an argument and issue, so don't forget for that persuasive. Lastly, for conclusion, restating the main argument of the text will be the end of the text. So this will be your final statement to persuade your readers. So if you're writing a persuasive text, you start it with an argument or an issue. So you write some issues or arguments, introduction. And for body, you write from their supporting details. Okay, examples. And for conclusion, that would be restating the main argument and what could be your final say to your conclusion. Okay, that is part of persuasive text. All right, so these are the guide questions constructing persuasive text include, okay, students, please follow. Number 1, what is the issue? What is your position or opinion? What is the opposing position or opinion? What are some reasons for your position or opinion? And what are some cases or examples that support this? All right, so complete the table below after reading the paragraph. In iPhone 11 word spending, one of the company's recent novelties is iPhone 11, a newer and more advanced version of the most popular phone in the world. However, the previous model, iPhone XR, seemed to have been satisfying people's needs as fine as well. So, what is the difference now? Okay, let's try to look. You find the issue and the argument and the evidences out from the text I have given. Now, you answer it in your module. The following questions written there. Number 1, what is the main idea of the text? Okay. Number 2, what is the issue that has been presented in the text? And the 3, what does the text want us to do? Okay. All right. So in your module, you may read the text below, then identify the issue and arguments or the conclusion. So I have here the sample or the sample of the text that may be found in your module. Okay, so this would be as part of your activity. Okay, you may find the issue, identify the issue, and you find the argument and conclusion. All right. So this time, to complete the statements, so you've sum up now the key learning for this lesson. For number 1, what is your answer, class? It is a type of paragraph development that focuses on presenting points. Okay, the correct answer is persuasive. Very good. Number 2, blank serves as the background information about the topic. What is your answer? Okay, the correct answer is issue. As what I've said, this is issue. Okay, thank you so much for participation, Halaran and Salazar. Josephine. Number three is argument. If that would be the case or a claim position, that would be an argument. Okay, it could be support, it could be reject or issue. Arguments should be supported with well researched evidences. Okay, next, the last is this is a restating main argument of the text that will be the end of the text. Okay, the correct answer is conclusion. As what I have said, you restate, you write your final say out of your argument or issue based on your supporting details and supporting texts. So that is conclusion. All right, so let's have now the assessment. Okay, what is your answer for number one? Okay, during my younger years of being diligent worker, I would spend at least 10 hours working in the office and I would even bring home some paperworks until one day I was brought to the hospital. What is your answer for number one? You write your letter of the correct answer. Anybody from the group, from the class, students, from our viewers? Number one is E. Okay, where? Okay, since we have hospital, where? My attending physician told me that I collapsed. Okay, what is your answer for number two? That is B. For number three, A. So I started to follow my doctor's advice. For number four, blank to spend at least 3 times a week for exercise. Okay, that is C. For number five, that is F. Okay, mean to say that is second is to take stock internal stressors I could control. And for number six, that is G. Is to use meditation techniques whenever I felt overwhelmed and make sure that I got sufficient rest. Lastly, it is to take time to do things I enjoy. Okay, and the last one is H. That is similarly to pursue some hobbies and pleasures to live a more balanced lifestyle. Okay, I do hope you got all the items right here in our assessment, first assessment. All right, so number 8, what is your answer? Write only the capital letter of your answer. Letter A, persuasive. What about number 9? Which written text involves sensory images? Anybody from the class who can answer this? Okay, this is description, letter A. Next, what pattern shows similarities and differences of two subjects in a paragraph? That is letter A, comparison and contrast. For number 11, when giving the full meaning of certain topic, which pattern is applicable? Letter B, definition. Okay. Anybody from the class who can participate and give their answers? Okay, number 12. If you were to tell a story, which pattern of paragraph development would you use? Okay, if it is a story or a paragraph development, it is narration for letter C. Number 13, what pattern presents the reasons and possible results of an event? That is letter B, cause and effect. And the last two items in this section, you need to mention an overview of the problem, the why of the problem, and who should be concerned about the problem. What is your answer? That is letter A, introduction. And for our last item, which would best suit a text that aims to discuss taxonomy of a group of fossils that were recently discovered by paleontologists? Anybody from the class who can answer this? Oh, Amirus Niglan's conclusion. All right, what is your answer? Okay, this is letter B, classification. All right. So I do hope you got all the items right for our assessment. We discussed everything about the patterns of writing development. And for your assignment, for comparison and contrast, this would be your additional activities. All right? For cause and effect. Okay, class, we have additional activities. You will be working out your cause and effect in Eternal or Deepak Chopra. Okay, the cause and effect paragraph to express insights about this, and you will be using the rubrics based in your module. For problem solving, you will be doing or list down the top 3 problems of millennials today. So then, propose possible solutions to each of the identified problem. Then you can use this as a springboard in writing a problem solution. All right. So last is persuasive. Additional activity, you write persuasive text to encourage incoming senior high school to choose the strand you are enrolled in. Then, the rubric in the previous activity will still be used for writing tasks. Okay, you have now that in your module. All right, so are there any questions and comments for our topics today? So we discussed everything about the writing development for our lessons 1 and 2 for weeks 1 and 2 in a reading and writing skills for senior high school. Okay, so at least you've known already about the patterns of development. We have 8. Then consider that you all studied everything on the module that is based that will improve our writing skills, not only for our writing skills, but for our reading skills. Okay, to meet our objectives, we discussed everything, okay, about narration, description, what are the other patterns? Definition, we have also illustration example, exemplifications, we have cause and effect, we have comparison and contrast, we have problem solution, and the last one is persuasive or persuasion. I do hope you will all improve your studying skills, writing skills, and reading skills with these kinds of writing development patterns. All right, so to review all of this in our tutorial, you can replay this in our FB page, in the ETU, DepEd ETU, and also in our DepEd YouTube, or DepEd TV or DepEd Philippines. All right, so I think that's end for our session for today. No more other questions and comments. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. Now, stay tuned to our next tutor. Okay, that would be for our subject creative nonfiction with tutor Jamelyn. So thank you so much for listening attentively and participate actively to our discussion and tutorial this afternoon. This has been your tutor Jess. See you in the next episode, only here at ETUlay program of Department of Education, Philippines. Leaving you with this quote from Vivek Madlani: never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Sulong edukalidad. DepEd tagumpay. Goodbye!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!